5 science wonders that tickle your senses. Number 1. Why does fire burn? Today, we're going to explore the fiery world of flames. And don't worry, we'll keep it super safe and fun. Let's start with something simple. Have you ever seen a candle? When someone lights it, a little flame appears at the top. It dances, it glows, and it feels warm. But what's actually happening? Well, fire is not a thing you can hold. It's not a solid like a toy, not a liquid like water, and not a gas like air. Fire is something special called a chemical reaction. That's when different things mix together and change into something new. To make fire, we need 3 things. Want to guess what they are? First, we need fuel. That's something that can burn, like wood, paper, or wax from a candle. Second, we need heat. This could be from a match, a spark, or the sun. And third, we need something very important that's all around us: oxygen. That's right, the same air we breathe helps fire burn. These 3 things, fuel, heat, and oxygen, are called the fire triangle. If you take away even one of them, the fire will go out. Isn't that cool? Now, let's zoom in super duper close, closer than a magnifying glass, to where the fire starts. When we light a match or turn on a stove, we add heat. That heat makes the fuel so hot that its atoms, those teeny tiny building blocks of everything, start to shake and break apart. Then the oxygen in the air jumps in and boom! A chemical reaction happens. It makes a special kind of energy we see as light and heat, and that's the fire we see. The flame you see is made of hot gases glowing bright. The colors in the flame, like yellow, orange, and blue, tell us how hot it is. Blue flames are actually the hottest. But fire isn't just beautiful, it can also be dangerous. That's why grown-ups say don't play with fire. It can spread quickly and burn things we don't want to burn, so we always have to be safe around it. Now here's something amazing. Fire helps us a lot. We use it to cook food, keep warm in winter, light candles on birthdays, and even power rockets that go to space. Long ago, people discovered how to make fire by rubbing sticks together or striking rocks. That was a big moment in history because it helped humans stay warm, cook meat, and keep away animals. So the next time you see a candle or a campfire, remember, fire is not just something hot and bright, it's a magical mix of science, energy, and nature working together. Thanks for learning about fire with me today. Number 2. Why does ice float? Have you ever put ice cubes in a glass of water and watched them float to the top? Isn't that funny? Most things sink in water, like rocks or coins. But ice? It floats. Why does it do that? Today, we're going to find out. Let's start by thinking about water. Water is made of tiny things called molecules. These molecules are always moving. When water is warm or even at room temperature, the molecules are pretty close together and move around a lot. That's what makes water a liquid. It can splash and pour and fill up any shape. Now when water gets really cold, colder than 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it starts to freeze. And when it freezes, something surprising happens. Instead of the molecules getting closer together, like most things do when they freeze, water molecules actually spread out a little. They line up in a special pattern that takes up more space. It's kind of like when you and your friends stretch out in a circle to hold hands. You take up more room than if you were all sitting in a small huddle. This means that ice takes up more space than the same amount of water. So even though it's made of the same stuff, it becomes less dense. That's just a fancy way of saying it's lighter for its size compared to water. And when something is less dense than water, it floats. It's like trying to hold up a beach ball in a pool. It pops right back up because it's filled with air and doesn't weigh much. Ice is a bit like that. It floats on top of water because it's lighter than the water it used to be. And guess what? That's super important for life on Earth. When lakes and ponds freeze in the winter, the ice floats on top. It forms a blanket that helps keep the water underneath from freezing solid. That way, fish and other creatures can stay alive and cozy in the water below. So the next time you see ice floating in your drink, remember, it's not just cold and crunchy, it's also showing you something amazing about science. Ice floats because frozen water molecules spread out, making it lighter than liquid water. Thanks for exploring this cool science mystery with me. Number 3, what if ice cream never melted? Imagine it's the hottest day of summer and you're holding your favorite ice cream cone. But no matter how long you wait, it doesn't melt. Not even one tiny drip. Strange, right? Melting is something we see all the time. Ice turns into water, butter gets gooey, and crayons become a colorful mess if you leave them in the sun. But what actually happens when something melts? Everything around you is made of teeny tiny bits called particles. In a solid, those particles are packed close together, like kids standing still in a group hug. But when things get warmer, those particles start to wiggle and bounce. If it gets hot enough, they start moving so much that they break apart from their tight hug and begin to slide around. That's when a solid turns into a liquid. Each thing melts at its own special temperature. Ice cream melts quickly, but rocks need lava-level heat. Melting helps candles drip, metal get shaped, and grilled cheese stretch perfectly. Now imagine a world where nothing melted. No candles on birthday cakes, no gooey marshmallows by the campfire, and worst of all, no melty pizza cheese. That world would be pretty dry, stiff, and not very fun. Melting is a kind of magical change that makes the world softer, smoother, and sometimes even tastier. So next time your popsicle starts to melt, smile and remember, it's just a tiny heat-powered science show happening right in your hand. Number 4, why do we cry? Do you ever wonder why we cry? Maybe you cried when you fell down and got a boo-boo, or when you were super happy, or even when you were cutting onions with someone in the kitchen. But where do those tiny drops of water, tears, actually come from? Let's find out. First, look in the mirror. Can you see your eyes? Right above your eyes, near the outer corners, are special little spots called tear glands. They're also called lacrimal glands, but that's a big word, so let's just call them tear makers. These tear makers are always working, even when you're not crying. They make tears to keep your eyes wet and clean. It's like giving your eyes a little bath all day long. Now, not all tears are the same. Did you know there are 3 kinds of tears? Let's meet them. 1. Basal tears. These are your everyday tears. They're always there, washing and protecting your eyes from dust or tiny invaders. Think of them like your eye's superhero shield. 2. Reflex tears. These come out fast when something tries to bother your eyes, like smoke, dust, or when you chop onions. These tears are like the fire department, zooming in to wash away the trouble. 3. Emotional tears. These are the ones you make when you're feeling something big, like when you're super sad, really happy, or even scared. Your brain sends a message to your tear makers saying, "We need tears, fast." But how do the tears get out of your eyes? Your tear makers squeeze out the tears, and they slide across your eyeball. Then they drain into tiny holes in the corners of your eyes, those little dots near your nose. Some tears get wiped away when you blink. Some roll down your cheek. That's what we call crying. And some go down into your nose, which is why your nose gets sniffly when you cry. Isn't the body amazing? But why do we cry when we're sad or even really happy? Well, scientists think emotional tears help us show how we feel. When we're sad, crying tells others, "I need help" or a hug. And when we're super happy, tears just come out because our feelings are so big, our body doesn't know what to do except cry. So tears aren't just drops of water. They clean your eyes, protect them, and even help you share your feelings. Next time you cry, remember, your body is doing something really cool. Thanks for learning about tears with me today, little scientists. And remember, it's okay to cry. Everyone does it, even grown-ups, even superheroes. Number 5, What are allergies? Have you ever had a runny nose or started sneezing around flowers or after petting a cat? That might be an allergy. But wait, what is an allergy? And why do some people have them while others don't? Let's find out together. First, let's talk about your body's superhero team, your immune system. It's like a team of tiny protectors that keeps you safe. These heroes are always on the lookout for things that don't belong, like germs, viruses, and bacteria. But sometimes the immune system gets a little confused. It sees something that's actually harmless, like pollen from flowers, dust, peanuts, or cat fur, and says, "Uh-oh, danger!" So it overreacts. And that's what we call an allergy. Let's look at an example. Imagine your friend is playing outside. The wind blows some pollen into their nose. Their immune system thinks the pollen is a bad guy, so it calls in the defense team. Sneezing, coughing, runny nose, itchy eyes. It's like the body is sounding an alarm. Intruder alert, intruder alert, even though the pollen is actually not dangerous at all. Now, some people have allergies to foods, like milk or peanuts. Their immune system sees the food and says, "Nope, not safe." So their body reacts, sometimes with a rash, a tummy ache, or something more serious. That's why some kids carry special medicine like an EpiPen. It helps their body calm down when an allergy shows up. And how about pets? Some people are allergic to animals like cats and dogs. But it's not their fur that causes trouble, it's actually the tiny bits of skin called dander. Even if you don't see it, your immune system sure can. So why do some people get allergies and others don't? Great question. Scientists believe it has to do with a mix of things. Your genes, that means it can run in families. Where you live, and even how much your body has been exposed to certain things when you were little. Scientists are still learning more every day. They're studying why allergies happen and how to treat them better. Some kids even grow out of their allergies as they get older. So remember, allergies are when your body reacts to things that aren't really dangerous. Your immune system is just trying to help, even when it gets a little too excited. And if you or someone you know has allergies, that's okay. Lots of people do, and doctors know how to help. Next time you sneeze around a cat or get itchy eyes in spring, you'll know. It's just your superhero team being a little too careful. And that's it for today's big question, friends. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Bye-bye for now.